Today's posture is Bakasana. Bakasana is, well, it translates as crane pose, but you'll probably more commonly hear it referred to as crow pose. It's an arm balance. So the sequence runs over a little bit of work on the arms and core, and also just generally finding the shape in the body that you'll need to perch up on top of your hands. Prop-wise, it'll be useful to have a brick and a couple of cushions, any kind of soft, cushiony type items that you've got around at home. So enjoy and let me know how you get on, and of course always feel free to ask questions in the comments. Namaste. Bring one hand onto your heart and then lift the other arm up to your side. So you have this kind of right angle type position with your arm. And importantly, your palm faces forwards. And then just rest the eyes closed and see, how does this frame make you feel? This is Abhaya mudra. Abhaya means fearless, fearlessness, or courage. Could you perhaps relate to the sense of having an open palm facing forwards as a symbol of willingness to be vulnerable, to be soft, to be open, as a sign of strength, courage. And then further to that, almost let your heart just kind of float up into your other palm a little bit. The peak posture that we've got today requires a little bit of courage. If you haven't attempted it before, if you're kind of building up towards it, there's a moment where you have to just be a little bit vulnerable and trust to move forwards. A little bit of kind of soft openness and plenty of groundwork, strengthening groundwork and dedication to getting there. But then there's this little leap of faith. So to me, this mudra is really helpful. Abhaya mudra. Blink the eyes open. And then come to lie down on your back. We're going to do an exercise which is actually a Pilates exercise called the 100s exercise. I'll talk you through. And then I will come up and count the exercise. It's pretty hard to do both at the same time. So here's the plan. You lie down. And the first thing to do is just to lightly connect your navel in towards your spine and to feel the pelvic floor lift a little. Enough that if you were to take one shin off the ground, you would be able to keep the position of your pelvis as opposed to the lower back just really kind of collapsing and lifting up. You want to keep some activity here so that your lower back is feeling like it's kind of steady, like it's secure. If you can lift both shins off the ground and keep that, then great, stick with that. The exercises that you have your hands either side of your thighs, you tuck your chin to your chest and you lift your head, neck and shoulders. And then you pat the air like this 100 times, so it's 10 sets of 10. If you've got a little bit of a vulnerable neck, then you can put one hand behind your head and do it. If, like I said before, you found it actually quite strong, you can just do it one shin at a time and you switch halfway, which is 5 sets of 10. So set yourself up in your version, whatever it's going to be. If you know it already, you know this really well, then you could do it with the legs straight, which is stronger. And we'll go. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Bring your knees in, and then maybe extend your arms and your legs long. So you go out into your full height, which I always think is really cool because it's way taller than your 5'6" or whatever you are, you're 6'2". Move into your full potential. Nice, and then one by one bring the knees back in and separate the knees apart. Bring your arms onto the insides of the knees and just rest your hands on your ankles or your shins. And you could stay here, or you can hook your hands onto the outer edges of your feet. Guide the soles of your feet up and come into Happy Baby and under Bakasana. If you feel like your chin is kind of projecting up towards the sky, if you kind of got a weird thing going on in your neck, then pop a cushion underneath your head so you're more comfortable. Or just go back to the first version with the shins down. Nice, and then guide your heels back down towards your pelvis, release your hands and bring your knees close. You're going to rock your way up to sit, but equally you could roll onto your side. If you're rocking up, cross your ankles, lift your feet, hold behind your thighs, a little bit of momentum, and then slide through into all fours. In all fours, spread your palms confidently, and get the connection to the earth right out into the fingertips, even. Yeah, so not just the palms, but also the fingertips. And then tuck your toes, and you're just going to lift your knees an inch off the ground. Zip the navel in, make sure your elbows aren't locked. And then ever so slightly dome the space between your shoulder blades. So the ribcage is kind of just doming up towards the sky a little bit. You got 3 more nice clear breaths here. 2 more. 1 more. And then you drift the hips up and back and find a downwards facing dog. From downwards facing dog, bring the shoulders forwards and find plank. Lower your knees to the ground. So you want to be in a situation when you bend your elbows, your chest is going slightly forwards. Make sure your elbows don't wing out to the side, but they're directing back. Take a breath in, and then exhale, just lower halfway. Inhale. Exhale, half lower. Inhale, extend. 1 more time, breathe out. And breathe in. And then come all the way down onto your front. So knees are on the ground, you come all the way down to your front. And then you slide your forearms forwards and prop yourself up into Sphinx. Make sure the space between your feet is just about right for your back. Need them a little bit closer, a little further apart, and arrange that. And then from here, could we move straight into forearm plank? So you're going to draw the navel in, push strong through the forearms, tuck the toes underneath and lift your hips so that you're up into one line from heels to crown. And stay here. Stay here and breathe. And imagine everything is hugging around your midline. Relax the jaw. Smooth the brow. 2 more breaths. And then knees to the ground. Release your toes and rock your hips back into child's pose, but make it a child's pose with a bit of space between your knees. Feel the weight of the head rest heavy on the ground. And then draw your hands back towards your knees. Rock your weight forward so you can tuck your toes underneath. And try this. Can you let your knees come up off the ground? So you're in like a little froggy position, a little crouching position. Like that, your heels are close but your knees are pointing out. And then maybe even find your balance. Could we even layer on Abhaya mudra? Gesture of fearlessness. In this clear, strong frame, soft openness as we meet new challenges, try new things. And then breathe in, provided your knees are healthy, can you go all the way straight up? Woo! And then put your heels down. Nice. Good. Bring your feet back around into parallel and step on up to the front of your mat or thereabouts. Bring your right knee up in front of you, or actually let's say left knee, Left knee up in front of you. Give the shin a squeeze. And then see if you can do, so you know how we were doing full happy baby on the ground? See if now you can do a half version standing up. So right hand onto your right hip, take the left knee out to the left, and then just as if you were lying on the ground, you take your left arm on the inside of your knee and reach towards the outer edge of the foot. Guide the sole of the foot straight forwards and stand tall through the body, root down through the standing foot and leg. Just a little half happy baby. And then we're going to step that leg straight back into our high lunge. So you bring the heel back in, you release the hand from the foot, and then step the leg back. Spin the back heel down, and come into warrior 2. Check your front knee is on top of your front ankle. Your arms are reaching as if out from your heart. And then interlace the fingers behind your back. Lift the front of the chest and fold the body down on the inside of the front thigh. So you're starting to journey forwards. Inside of front thigh, inside of front thigh. Maybe the arms can move forwards a little bit, but be careful, be gentle on your shoulders. And then let the forearms come down onto the ground and wriggle your right foot up to the edge of your mat. So it's going wide now. Lift your back heel up off the ground and place your back knee down. Now the forearms go to the ground. Lizard. If it's too much to put your forearms on the ground, don't worry. You can just stay up on your hands, or you could pop a brick underneath each forearm, and that would be kind of a midway version. Getting familiar with this feeling of having your thigh close into your shoulder, your body and your arm. could stay here, or you can add a twist. You take your right arm forwards, you spin the right side of the chest up and open, and then you reach up and open, up and back, and then careful with your back knee, but if it's totally available to bend your back leg, then you could hold on to your back foot. Too much on that back knee, then just miss it and just do the chest instead. Nice, and then bring that side back around. See if you can put your forearms back down on the ground, lift your back knee, and step back. Straight to forearm plank. Stay here, 5 breaths. 4 more. 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Put the knees down on the ground, lower yourself down to your front, and then choose a back bend that you like. You could keep it low, go to cobra or hands-free cobra, or you could go to up dog if it feels lovely. Fronts of the thighs off the ground. And then all back to downward facing dog. This time from downward facing dog, jump or step your feet towards your hands. Turn your feet out, bend your knees, and again come into this little froggy balance. Hands up in front of your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out, take Abhaya mudra. Stay here. Visualize yourself going up before you actually head there. I think the power of visualization is very real. It can really help your body kind of understand where it's going, start rehearsing it before it's actually done it. It just helps kind of take the edge off any sort of fear of the unknown. Then you take a breath in and you go all the way up. And you lower your heels back to your parallel position. So second side now, right knee up in front of you. Take the knee out to the diagonal, left hand to left hip. You could stay here, or half happy baby standing. Bring that heel back down, all the way back to a high lunge. So you just release the hand from the foot and step back. Spin the back heel down. Warrior 2. From Warrior 2, not here for long, interlace your fingers. Lift the front of your heart. Dive down on the inside of your front thigh. Both hands down to the ground, and then wriggle, wriggle, heel toe, the left foot up to the edge of the mat, lift the back heel and place the back knee down. Again, lizard, you can stay up on your hands, you can move down onto your forearms. Kind of useful for familiarizing the thigh being here. Not perhaps its daily sort of usual position. And then again, you can reach your left arm forwards this time and arc around into a twist. Can be done on your forearm, can be done on your hand, either way works. And you can stay there, or if you can feel that your back knee doesn't mind lifting the foot, then go ahead. If you feel any pressure and twinging in your knee, then just miss it, just do the twist instead. Good, and then bring everything back. One last time, I promise. Forearm plank. 5 breaths. Nearly there. 2 more. One more. And then knees down, heart lowers, back bend of your choice. Downwards facing dog. As before, walk, jump, step. Your feet closer to your hands. Turn the feet out, bend the knees, and come into your little froggy crouch. So you could stay here, or you can let your forearms come down onto the ground. If it feels reasonable, you can take your arms out, either side, flip your palms up, and then fold your hands behind you. And so you end up just with your hands kind of resting on top of one another. And then our peak posture is Bakasana, crane pose or crow pose. And I'll talk through a couple of versions so you can pick the one that works better for you. So the original version is hands down around shoulder width apart, hips lift, heels high, and you're searching the top of your shins really as high up the arms as possible. You're starting to think about tipping the weight up onto the hands. Make sure the fingertips are properly down the ground, and then the feet scooping underneath you and tuck up. Understandably, there is an instinct in the body which is telling you not to put your head down by the ground and fall forwards onto it. It's a totally sensible instinct to have. But we've got to take a little bit of our courage, allow a little bit of soft vulnerability to move forwards, and just reassure the body that you've done the work, that you're strong enough to lift your weight. And some of the things that can really help are literally just props in front of you. You can make the biggest pile of soft items that you have kind of around your house. Yeah, it's psychological, just to reassure your face that it is not going to plant onto the ground. Interestingly, I've never seen anyone fall out of it that way. I've never seen anyone go straight forwards. Sometimes people kind of slip out sideways or put their foot down, kind of go onto a forearm, but it's really unusual to just go straight onto your face. I would say this is more psychological. It just helps kind of calm the brain down a little bit. The other thing you can do, if you find it hard to get kind of high up onto your arms, if you feel like the weight of your pelvis is kind of dragging back, is you can literally, like a little bird, you can give yourself a little perch to step onto. And then you plant your hands, you take your hips up, and you're already in a slightly higher position. It's a little bit easier. Yeah, of course, there's a distinction between being ready for something and not quite ready for something. And I think you'll know the difference. I think if your wrists are really hurting or your arms are furiously shaking, it's just an indicator that maybe you don't lift the feet up. And in fact, you could just do one foot. And then you could do the other foot. And then visualize yourself doing it and imagine how it would feel to lift yourself up. I promise it really works. It makes a difference if you start imagining how you would perform that. Great. Once you're done, bring yourself down onto your back. Lie down, press into your feet and lift your hips up. Your hips are up, bring your shoulders in underneath you, one and then the other. Press your arms into the ground. Make sure your thighs and your feet stay parallel. And then release your hands, roll yourself down onto your back, and just windscreen wipe the knees one way, and then the other way, a few times. And then come to lie down in Savasana. So you're completely flat on your back. Eyes rest closed. Take a deep breath in and sigh. Feel the surfaces of the body that are touching the ground. Notice how held you are by the earth. And let a wave of ease just flood through you as you rest. And let go. Let go of all effort. Let go. Welcome to stay here longer. Or you can reach a little into your fingers and toes and slowly fold at the elbows, the knees and the hips, and bring your arms and legs back in towards your heart and lungs and give yourself a hug. roll onto your side and press your way back up. And come back into Abhaya mudra one last time. Rest the eyes closed. Remind yourself of the strength in softness, the courage in vulnerability. Blink the eyes open. Namaste.